Welcome back to Tiny Space Academy Part 8. This time we are going to go to Mars, aren't we? I believe so, yes. So let's take a look at what we got here. So we're going to need to get a unmanned satellite, land safely on Mars, and do a small science module experiment there. So, in addition to that, the following mission, this is doing a small science module while in orbit, and the other one is doing a medium science module on the surface. So, what we're going to try to do here is combine both missions into one. So we're going to have a small module, a small science module, and we're going to have a medium science module, both on the same. So I think what we're going to end up doing here is having a small battery, and having a small drone control, and then that'll give us 300 and some odd. So we should be able to be just fine with that, and run both of our, well, the medium module is the one that really needs the juice. But basically we've got our battery there, and we've got our drone module, we've got our small science module, we have our medium science module. That's looking really good. And we should be able to have enough power for that, no problem. We're going to need to get solar panels, so we'll put that on top here. There we go. And then we're going to put a satellite dish on this thing, right above there. Nice. And now we're going to place a small fairing, because we're going to make a cone. So we'll put that on top of there, and then we will stretch this thing out, and we will change it to be a fairing, a cone basically. We'll make it a little bit bigger. We can make it way up there if we wanted to. Look at that. I think that looks stupid. So we'll just make it about that high, and then we'll put the cone on top of it. Look at that. That is a proper rocket, is it not? I mean, that is a proper rocket. You want to have some aerodynamics for sure. All right, so now we've got parachutes, and I'm thinking that we can just put a couple on the side here, because we want to attempt to use any kind of resistance that we can in order to slow us down to land on Mars. So we're going to put a couple of small parachutes there, and that's what our top is going to look like. It's got the small and the medium modules. It's got the battery. It's got the solar panel, and of course the drone computer. So we're going to need to get a vacuum engine. So we'll put a tank there, and we're going to have to. I'm wondering if we're going to need a medium rocket to get to Mars. So I was looking at that small adapter. But we'll put a small engine there. That'll be followed by a small decoupler. And that'll cover up the engine. And then now we're going to have our main rockets here. And for this one, I'm thinking we're going to need at least what we had to go to the moon. So I'm actually considering doing 6 of them, 6 fuel tanks, and then 3 of those thrusters. And putting those on the bottom and seeing if this rocket can get us there. All right, so we're gonna need to put our legs on there. Let's mirror this one because we want to have a nice touchdown. All right, so we got our double thrusters. These suck up a lot of. They don't suck up as much fuel as you'd think. I mean, only 14 per second. The other one was 11 per second, so it's not as much as you think. All right, let's launch it. Well, we've taken off here. We're getting some pretty good thrust. We're pushing this thing out as far as we can go. So I've cut the engines here. Take a look. Hey, got us into a lunar orbit. That actually is not. That was pretty easy for that. Didn't even have to use the other engine at all. But that's not exactly where we're going to go. We have to go and expand this thing out. So there we go. We're expanding it out. Almost. Well, we're going to get into the sphere of influence of Mars, but whoa! That was way too much. I got to turn this thing around and bring that thing back because that was too much. We got to deploy that solar panel. There we go. We got it sticking out of the top there. Oh, our fairing is it's sticking out of the top of the fairing. All right. Well, I just cut loose the engines. I didn't quite want to do that. I still had some fuel left in those. Not too much, but a little bit. However, it was on that stage, so it decoupled, unfortunately. But anyway, we'll use our other engines here. I'll use our other engine and fuel, and we've got this thing coming back toward Mars, so that's good. All right. Well, now we're gonna. If nothing happens, we will crash into it. So if I could adjust this orbit slightly, that would be good. But for now, we're gonna get, let's put it this way, we're getting closer. And we still have plenty of fuel, so there we go. I kind of pushed it out a little bit. All right, well, we're getting out of the Earth's sphere of influence here, and that fairing is still there. I don't want to deploy the parachute. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So we got rid of our fairing. Now it looks a lot nicer, actually. All right, so if we don't change our trajectory at this point, we are going to get captured by the sun, and we are going to burn up. So we're going to need to do another burn here, and go toward Mars. So let's just burn our engines a little bit. You can see it pushing out. I'll throttle up a little bit more. There we go. And so we're extending our orbit around the sun, actually, to pass by Mars and stop. Okay, cool. That should get us within the sphere of influence so we can do a burn and then decrease our speed and basically get into orbit. around Mars. It looks like that 6-pack of fuel tanks and the thrusters are going to burn up in the sun, so don't need to worry about those. Those are gone. All right, so we position ourselves here for this slow down burn once we get over to Mars. Let's speed it up. All right, we're getting close. We're getting closer to Mars, and that is our target. What we want to do is we want to complete 2 orbits around it and use the small science module. Okay, so now we're in the sphere of influence, and we are going to turn on our engines. Okay, do a little adjustment here and go exactly where our path is to decrease this orbit. Basically what we want to do is get that perigee a lot closer to Mars. I guess it's it'd be the perigee to the sun, which would be the apogee for Mars. So we got to get that thing waiting until we pretty much get on the other side of it here. And we can start our burn. Used up quite a bit of fuel doing this. There we go. All right. So we've got ourselves an orbit around Mars. At this point, we can just do our small science and then speed up time, and then complete 2 orbits. So there's a science module. That one's been done. We're up to 894 science. That's pretty cool. We can buy or research a lot of parts at this point, which I have a feeling we're going to need to do when we start going to other places. But anyway, so we're at full speed here, and we are coming around for our second orbit. There's our ship. And there's our second orbit. And we got $1,200 and 50 science for that. And look at that, we're up to $11,837 and 944 science. That's really good. Okay, so we are going to deploy this. I was just looking at that satellite dish, making sure that it's there. I guess it is there. I mean, it's just hidden by the solar panels. So it seems like it probably worked. Anyway, let's go ahead and increase the time, the speed, I guess. And then I'm going to go ahead and run the science again because we have enough power. So, and I don't believe that deploying the legs causes problems at this point. So I guess I don't mind doing that now. So we're just cruising around Mars. And I'm wondering if we should just get around to the other side here and do a burn rather than do a burn up here, because this is going to burn us it's going to take longer. So why not just get the closer point to get into the atmosphere? That's what I'm thinking. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do a burn here. Let's turn it the other way. Like I said, I want to decel. along the path there. That's good. So now we should be able to just do, there we go, decrease this orbit and put it into the atmosphere. And then once we get into the atmosphere, we should be able to slow down and land this thing. So we're going to start pointing this thing downward. We'll run the science again, just to get some more science points. We're up to 950. All right, here we go. So we're going to come around here and get into the atmosphere. And once we do that, we're going to need to fire the engines and deploy the parachutes. Here we are. All right, so we're coming down into it. We're still going about 90 meters per second. We definitely don't want to be going that fast when we land. We need to deploy the parachute. Should be able to deploy it any moment now. There they go. Alright, well, we're not going to get a lot of help from them. We're going to get some help. Okay, we're getting down below 70 meters per second here. We're coming in pretty hot. I'm going to fire the engines completely full. And we've got touchdown and stable. We are on Mars. We landed safely on the surface of Mars. Isn't that awesome? All right, so now we're going to need to use, and we have no fuel. Exactly 0 fuel. So that was success. All right, we have a medium science going on here. Looks like we can repack the parachutes. That's interesting. I think, why not? Sure. Let's repack them. Good. All right. And now we could actually fire them off again. But we're not going to. But anyway, the point is we've got the medium science that's going. We'll just go ahead and speed up time here. We have 956 science. And with this medium science, it brought us up to 974. And it ticked off a box. So the only objective we still have to do is launch an unmanned satellite into space. And we can do that by just launching anything. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Let's just run that science to get some more science, and then we'll do the one that's going around the Earth. So now we've got that one, and then we should just go ahead and build just a really the cheapest thing that we can build. So we've got ourselves a small drone, and I'm thinking that we can bring it back. We'll just put a tank on it, and then one of these engines on there. And we'll put a parachute on the top. And then we'll put another one on the side, on this side, and another one on the other side. So we'll have 3 parachutes. And hopefully that'll get us slow enough so that we can bring this entire thing back. We'll put them all on the same stage. And let's launch this. Oh yeah. Let's throttle back. Throttle up a little bit. Let's get up into space. A little bit more. A little bit more. That did it. All right. We have completed that mission. And now all we got to do is just bring this thing right back down, deploy the parachute, and we should be able to recover half of our cost for the entire mission. So that was very cheap to do it that way. Look at that. $12,987, 1,056 science. And all 3 parachutes have deployed, and we're coming down at a nice slow 12 meters per second. Look at that. Oh yeah, we're going to be able to recover this entire thing. And we're splashing down into the ocean, which is nice. Here we go. Very, very soft splashdown. Beautiful. Now we should be able to go ahead and recover this. Let's get into Earth and recover $125. Yep. All right. That's going to do it for this part. You're not going to want to miss next episode because we are going to do a crewed landing on Mars. Yes, the first man on Mars ever is coming up next episode. So stick around and we'll see you then.